Hello YouTube and welcome to channel Annabella, and today I'm going to be reviewing X-Men Dark Phoenix. So why it's got X-Men in front of it and not X-Woman is a total mystery and an enigma to the whole world. The reason I'm doing my review wearing this beauty mask is I'm actually at the same time both conforming to female beauty and challenging preconceived notions of female beauty. If you understand that, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, fine. Yeah, it was an interesting film, had some really good character moments, and then it ruined itself with a lot of CGI. But also, I think it's the age of the subject matter is starting to show. Because the Dark Phoenix storyline was written in the 1980s, 1990s, and 1970s, 60s, and the age of the X-Men subject matter is starting to show, particularly with its depiction of women, because you're never sure with the whole Jean Grey storyline whether it is actually coming from within her or whether it's actually the thing that's inside that's infected her that's causing her to do this, or that's the thing that's just gone inside her, amplified her powers. So that kind of makes a mockery of the whole female empowerment gig that they were going with. The only character that comes off in a really good light is actually Raven, who stands up to Charles and says, Charles, your patriarchy is driving me nuts. You've got to give women better roles. But at the end of the day, it still ends up with Hank being in charge. It was nice to have the whole, yeah, there are going to be spoilers. It was nice to have the whole Charles Magneto scene at the end. I felt that established their friendship. But what was very telling was the fact that the amount of people that their friendship / frenemies relationship had sacrificed just so that they could play more chess, which was really sad. And it happened to be every single woman that has either been in contact with Charles or Magneto has either died or had their memory erased or been experimented on if they are a mutant. In short, do not get in a relationship with Charles Xavier or Eric. That's basically it. Hank, you can get in a relationship with him, but he's basically a lapdog for Charles, which is unfortunate. What I would have liked to have seen is more development of Storm, more development of Quicksilver, who, as soon as his dad turned up, stopped being a character at all. He just sort of vanished from the film. What was really disappointing was actually Kurt Wagner's character. He didn't really show any emotion until the end, and even then he is such a good character, but you felt that he should have felt something, because I mean, I'm sure he would have twigged that actually Mystique / Raven, it was his mother. And I mean, Charles did a pretty poor job of actually keeping her son alive after she had died, even though he did attempt it, and he was like, no, Kurt's just taking us and then he's coming straight back home. And I was like, yeah, right, Charles, you've not learned. So yeah, overall I would give the film sort of 3.5. But I think that's down to its original source material. It really is showing its age. It's a difficult story to bring to the screen, I think, as the original X-Men trilogy with Patrick Stewart in as Charles Xavier shows. And I think that the Dark Phoenix one is particularly difficult in a I don't know what kind of feminist environment we are. We're supposed to be like a post-feminist environment, but I don't believe it. Because she's written in such a way with, like, she turns up as an 8-year-old child, supposedly having had sort of a mini fight with her parents over the radio. And then was it her, or was it something in her mind? Like, did she have voices in her head anyway? So was Jean Grey schizophrenic as a child, and that was her telepathic powers, or was it because she was overloaded, because she was hearing everybody's voice inside? So then Charles does the whole patriarchy, I'm going to do some scaffolding inside your head which will help you cope with the psychic voices so they don't overwhelm you and you don't become more powerful than me. And then then she gets invaded by this space power that's taken over this alien world and destroyed it. But the aliens, no, they didn't run away. The surviving aliens didn't run away. They followed the power in hopes of using it to overtake another world so that they could inhabit it. But didn't they realise that it had just destroyed their home world? So any world that they decided, oh, we're going to inhabit, would be destroyed by said power as well. Yeah, moronic aliens. And you'd thought that NASA or the Muggles or the can't spells or the non-magic folk or the non-mutant folk in this case would have actually twigged that something was up in space besides the astronauts. You know, the honking great ship. I mean, don't the Muggles have satellites up there? I'm just putting these some flaws in the plan. Oh, I love the fact that they included the fact that Eric got his mutant free land and his little sort of mutant colony, which was kind of cool. But it also showed that Eric was right, that mutants did need their own land and their own place where they could live in harmony without fear of harming anybody who happened to be a non-mutant, which is fair. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 3.5. I enjoyed the performances, I enjoyed the reactions and the little scenes and the actual aftermath of Raven's death. I thought was really well dealt with, but I felt that they could have actually made it a more of a character piece after that. But then it sort of just become this random CGI thing. It was nice to see mutant control again after the whole Deadpool 2 thing. But I will say this, for 12A, it did have the F word in, which was shocking. And because normally a 15 rating within the UK is where you find the F word, and the use of guns, which was unusual, because yes, we've seen Magneto and what he can do, but the fact that he used so many guns at such close range on aliens, cutting off their flesh, yeah, it was a bit gory. I thought that they're really stretching this 12A rating. I mean, come on, give America a PG-14 or even a PG-15, so that 15 rating is just not being used anymore. You're just going straight from straight from a PG, right up to something that used to get a 15 rating now, and it's crazy. A 12/12A or a PG-13 is not a 15, and that's where I feel that we're going. Anyway, that's me, rant over. Yeah, I'm giving it 3.5. It really, the material is a bit dated for a post-feminist world. After seeing Captain Marvel and Endgame, it really did feel like the patriarchy of the X-Men was getting overbearing, which is basically what Charles and Eric are, overbearing arseholes at the end of the day that can't see what's in front of their nose. And it's interesting that even Raven pointed this out. She was like, have you ever noticed that it's the women that seem to do all the dying and all the sacrificing, and it's mostly saving the X-Men's ass? So it should be X-women. She made a valid point before she unfortunately got impaled by Jean, who couldn't control her powers, which was mostly accidental. Would have liked to see more reaction, and actually would have liked to see more interpersonal relationships with the characters rather than just CGI set pieces. I know, hence the 3.5 stars. Overall, the new X-Men trilogy has been great, but I have to say that the best one that they ever did was X-Men First Class. That was absolutely wonderful. Days of the Futures Past was also good, but X-Men First Class was brilliant. Really, really like that. That set up everything. And if they've just kept it about, you know, those three relationships, Raven, Charles, and Eric, and Hank. But that's when they did the interpersonal thing. As soon as they introduced, like, Storm and Jean Grey and Cyclops, you just sort of start falling asleep because there's so many of them and there's such different age gap between the characters that you're just like, oh, this is never going to work. But Kurt Wagner is somebody who I think should have had more emotional depth. Yes, that's my cat crunching on his crunchies. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like, comment and subscribe and let me know what you thought of X-Men Dark Phoenix. I know the critics have absolutely slaughtered it and given it 2.5. I'm giving it 3.5, but it's very, very dated now. After Captain Marvel, and the scene in Endgame where they had all the female superheroes together. See, even Charles doesn't know what to do with the term superhero with regard to the X-Men. But it was good to see his character development, like how he was using them and his drinking. I thought that was really well done. It had a really good introduction and then sort of fell apart in the third act. Because it was almost as if their heart had been ripped out. And yes, that is true, because Raven / Mystique did hold the X-Men together. She was mother hen over all these stupid chicks that she had to mind. She just kept gaining more and more step-brothers and step-sisters who were equally incompetent. But the only one that showed any clout was Eric, who actually managed to get off the US government a piece of land that the mutants could actually live on, and then offered Charles a safe place for his retirement. So anyway, that's my moan over. So that's 3.5 stars out of 5 for Dark Phoenix. But overall, I recommend X-Men First Class, best film out of this series. So that's that, and goodbye. And please like, comment and subscribe. Toodles, everyone.